Okay, so going around the room, I want to know what you guys got for the very, very first one. So it's -6 plus 3, right?
Plus negative.
Is it -3?
I solved it just now and I got negative. I got
Okay. So let's go around the room. Quade, we'll start with you.
the first one up here.
Yes.
-9.
Negative no.
-9. -9. -9.
Negative what?
7.
7? Okay. So -6 plus a -3, are they same sign or different signs?
Same sign.
They're the same signs. And what is the rule for same signs?
Find the absolute value.
Add the absolute value, right? Because we're adding these integers, and then we just carry the sign, correct?
Yes.
Okay? So -9 is the correct answer. So what about -25 plus -62? Is that correct? -25 plus a -62. Shannon, what'd you get?
-87.
87, -87.
-87.
Negative.
-87.
Okay, very good. And what about that last one on the same signs? -19 plus a -35. Isabella?
-54.
Okay?
-54.
Come back to you.
Negative 54.
-54.
-54. Very good. So questions about adding integers with the same signs. It's not too bad, is it? Okay, we've added integers with the same signs pretty much our whole life, but they were all positive. But now we're looking at negative too. So let's look at the ones with different signs. Because sometimes that's where it gets tricky, and that's where Ducky really comes into play, is adding and subtracting. So the first one you have is -6 plus 7. -6 plus 7. Let's start with Aiden this time. Trevin?
So the first one, -6 plus
Mhm.
+1.
Okay, what do you guys think? Can anybody elaborate on why it would be +1? Anybody? Anybody? Wait.
Because if you add a negative number plus a positive number, that means you'd be subtracting them.
Absolutely. If you add a negative number plus a positive number, that means you would be subtracting them essentially. Right. Which one is bigger, the negative number or the positive number?
Positive number.
Okay, the positive number is bigger. So in adding integers, when the positive number is bigger, we already know that the positive sign is going to be what's in my answer, right? And then we just find the difference between the two. Okay, same signs, we add the absolute value. Different signs, we find the difference of the absolute value, and then we carry the sign of the larger number, okay? Or the greater integer. So, I want to do some examples here in a second, but let's continue on with our different signs. What about -45 plus 82? Is it going to be positive or negative, and why? Is it going to be positive or negative, and why? Kylie?
I think it's going to be positive because 82 is larger than 45.
Okay. It's going to be positive. 82 is larger than 45. What do you guys think? Okay, absolutely correct. So we know it's going to be a positive. So now what do we have to do between those two numbers, Braden? We've got to find the absolute value, and then what do we do with the absolute values of them? Isabel? I subtract my absolute value. So I subtract 45 from 82, and what do I get? Wait.
Positive 33.
Okay, positive 33. What do you guys think? Okay, got some thumbs down. Let's see. Aiden, why do you disagree?
I disagree because I think it's positive 37.
I heard you clarify your mistake. Okay, very good. So what about that last one? That last one, we have 24 plus a negative 75. Is my answer going to be positive or negative? Okay.
Negative.
It's going to be negative. The bigger number is negative, right? So I have to find the difference between the absolute values of 75 and 24. What do I get, Isabella? Positive or negative?
Negative.
Okay, negative 41. Okay, Quade, why do you disagree?
I disagree because I think it should be negative 51.
It should be, it's negative 51. 5 minus 4 is 1.
And
And then I have 7 minus 2, which is 5. Okay, very good. Okay, so let's look at this. On this other side here, look at the ducky. And remember, we're on the left side, so from here to right here. Where we can open up that page and it just be right next to each other. And this is what's considered the ducky number line. Let me ask you guys this. Would you rather the ducky number line be on this page, or would you rather it be on the subtraction page? Or does it matter? He started to say subtraction. It's okay. If you'd rather it be on the subtraction page, we can put it on the subtraction page. Where would you guys rather it?
Subtraction.
Here's subtraction. What do you say, Trevin?
I don't care.
Don't care. Shylin? Don't care. Aiden?
Don't care.
Don't care.
Isabel?
I don't care.
Isabella?
Don't care.
Okay, well, notice this spoke up. We're gonna go to the subtraction page. We're gonna put the ducky there. It really doesn't matter. I mean, we'll probably use the subtraction page a little bit more than the addition page. So, on subtracting, here we go. We're on subtracting integers, and we'll go over this in just a moment. Okay, but we're gonna go to the left side of that. And we're going to look at the ducky number line. And then we're going to also look at the other strategy that's using pictures to solve as well, okay? So, we're going to call this the ducky number line. Now for those really big numbers, this is kind of hard to do, but you're able to do it, but for the smaller ones, to understand the why, you would be able to utilize it, okay? I'm gonna draw a number line here. Negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I'm going to give you some step-by-step directions for using the ducky number line. So step 1, when you use the ducky number line, is to draw the duck body at the first integer in the number sentence. Okay? As soon as you're done with step 1, please stand behind your chair so I know you're ready. So you just draw the duck body at the first integer in the number sentence. And by the way, this is just his body, meaning like his neck and his head. Nothing else. No eyes, no beaks, no nothing, just his duck, his head, and his neck. One standing, two standing. Three, 4, 5, 6. Well, you guys have a seat. Majority rules. Okay. Step 2. Okay, step 2 is to draw the beak. Okay, draw the beak. If it is addition, if you are adding integers, it points to the right, okay? Whereas if you're subtracting, it faces left, okay? Addition, he faces right. Subtraction, he faces left. We draw the beak. Addition, right. Subtraction, left. Majority rules. Step 3 in this is the sign of the next integer tells which direction he goes. So if it is a positive, he follows his beak. Okay, so if it's positive, he follows his beak. However, if it's negative, he goes opposite. His beak. Meaning backwards. I'm gonna go ahead and put step 4 there. It's short. The integer from step 3 tells how many spaces to move. And then that'll be your answer. So we draw the beak. Addition is to the right, subtraction to the left. The sign of the next integer tells which direction he goes. If it's positive, he follows his beak. If it's negative, he goes opposite of his beak or backwards. And then step 4, the integer from step 3 tells how many spaces he moves in that direction. Operation tells me which direction he faces. the sign of the next integer, the second integer, tells us if he follows his beak or if he goes opposite of it. It's kind of like the Fruit Loops commercials way back when. Follow your nose. He might not follow his nose. Those commercials are old.
Thank you. Yes, they are.
No,
No, they're very. They came out like last year.
I remember a
Oh,
lot come out last year. Yeah. Quade knows how to get an A. Not really.
Oh.
Okay, you guys can have a seat. So we're gonna look at several examples. So, in the first one, we're gonna do 6 plus -8. Another one we'll do. And then -3 plus 2, and then we'll save some of the others for subtracting integers. So, here we go with our ducky number line. I'm gonna do it up here. Okay. Ducky number line, let's see if I can make it right. We're gonna go blue. Okay? So I'm gonna use the number line that I've already drawn. So example number 1, I have 6 plus a -8. So I'm still working with addition. And I know we kind of know the rules and everything for addition, but here's how the ducky number line can help. So it tells you to draw the duck body at the first integer in the number sentence. So the first integer is a what? 6, positive or negative?
Positive.
Positive. So I'm going to draw the duck body right here at 6. Okay? Putting him right there at 6. Step 2 tells me to draw the beak. With addition, it's facing right. With subtraction, it's facing left. Is it addition or subtraction?
Addition.
Addition. So I draw his beak to the right. He's going to face in that direction. Put his little eyeball there. Okay, so there's my ducky. And it says the sign of the next integer, which is -8, tells which direction he goes. A positive number says he follows his beak. A negative number means he goes opposite his beak or he goes backwards. Am I going with my beak or against my beak?
Against it.
I'm going against it. I'm going to go backwards, right? So I'm going to go backwards. How many spaces?
8.
8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And so my answer is
-2.
-2. Questions, comments, concerns on ducky? Okay? So, I want you guys to try -3 plus 2 on your number lines that I told you to bring today. With ducky. Try it with ducky.
Does an expo marker work on these?
Expo marker works on those. Expo, I think that's yours.
I'm just on your number one.
So you might draw you one and try it. Okay, remember you put ducky at the first integer. We know which direction he's facing, and then we know if he follows his beak or goes opposite his beak. As soon as you're done, please stand behind your chair so I know you're ready. always love the ducky number line.
And go get my water.
As soon as you're done, stand behind the chair so I know you're ready. Okay, so I want you guys to turn and talk with somebody that's right there around you. So you guys will have to include Shyman, and then you two will have to talk, and you two will talk. Okay? So you guys talk about what you got and how you got it.
I got some negative.
I got negative.
I know why it takes so long. I like it. Well, you just move 2 spaces ahead since the positive number.
Okay? So, Isabella, where do I draw Ducky?
On -3.
Okay, draw Ducky at -3. Which way is his beak facing, Shaylin? To the right? Why is it facing to the right?
Because the second number is 2.
Well, my operation tells me which direction my beak faces, right? My operation is addition. And so, does he move with his beak? Does he follow his beak, or does he go opposite his beak? Isabel? He follows. Why does he follow?
Because you're adding.
Well, I am adding, but what's the sign of my second integer?
Positive.
It's positive, so I follow my beak, and so I'm going to go how many spaces?
2.
2. 1, 2, which lands me at
-1.
-1. Questions, comments, concerns on Ducky? Not too bad, is it?
I know the perfect song for this.
Okay, well, you'll have to share it with us later. Okay, so here we go. Now let's talk a little bit about subtraction. I'm going to put this here, otherwise I'll lose it and Tammy will have to find it for me later today. So now let's talk about subtraction and the rules for subtraction. Then we'll come back to our Ducky number line. Okay? So subtracting integers. Brayden, will you read that objective to me, please?
I can calculate the difference between two integers by utilizing the integer rules.
Integer rules, very good. Okay, so the integer rules for subtracting integers are literally keep, change, change. What do we keep? Maybe remember what do we keep? Shaylin?
The first integer keep exactly the same.
You keep it exactly the same. So you keep that integer exactly the same. What do we change? What's the first change we have to make? Brayden?
The minus sign to a plus sign.
We change the minus sign to a plus sign, meaning we change our operation to addition, which is something we already know how to do now, right? Adding integers, we know how to do that. And then, what is the next thing that I change? Isabel?
The second sign.
The what?
The sign of the second integer.
Integer, yes. I changed the sign of the second integer. Okay? So, you guys had some practice to do there. Okay, so we gotta keep, change, change. So we're gonna talk about this, and then we'll even prove it with our Ducky number line here in just a second. So the first one we have -9 minus a -12. Okay, -9 minus what do I keep? Wait, what do I keep?
-9.
I keep -9, it stays exactly the same. Okay, then I change, what do I change? Shailyn?
The, sign, the minus sign to plus.
I change minus to a plus, I change my operation to addition, something I already know how to do. And then what's the next thing I change, Isabella?
The second sign of the next integer 12.
Okay, I change that sign of the 12, it's a negative, so I change it to a
Positive.
positive, so it becomes a positive 12. So I keep, change, change. So now, am I working with something I already know how to do?
Yes.
I am, right? So, I go back to my rules for addition. What do I have to do here? I have different signs. So I do what? Isabel?
Subtract.
I subtract what?
9 from 12.
Okay, I subtract 9 from 12, which is the absolute values of them, right? What do I get?
-3.
Okay, I hear a -3.
Positive 3.
Okay, then you change to positive 3. Isabella, which one do you think it is? You had your thumb up.
Negative 3.
Okay, thinks it's -3. Why do you think it's -3?
Oh wait, no, positive.
Okay, so why is it positive?
Because the greater symbol,
You're on the right track.
the greater number is a positive, and
The greater number is a positive because 12 is greater than 9, so it is positive, so my answer is going to be positive.
3.
And then I find the difference between them, and it was positive 3, right? Okay, so let's look at this on a, let's look at that one on a ducky number line, because you guys are sleeping on me. Okay, so, and let's look at it in its original form. We've got -9 minus a -12. So I have -9 minus a -12. We're gonna use the ducky number line. Get my whiteboard up here.
You want us to do this on our workboard?
I want you to do it on your number line. You guys have a number line. It's all nice and neat. I don't have one, but that's okay. I have lines where I can draw a number line. Okay, I'm gonna draw my number line here, and sometimes you might have to do this because you might not have that handy dandy thing. It's not the straightest of number lines. Okay, so 0. Right? Okay. So I got all of my numbers 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Got -1, -2. Things not going to work. Need to calibrate it. -4, 5, -6, -7, 8, and -9. Okay? So my original problem, tell you one more time, was -9 minus a -12, right? So I got -9 minus a -12. See, here's where those parentheses come in really handy, so you can differentiate between the sign of the number and your operation sign. So, I'm gonna draw ducky. Where? Where do I draw ducky? Bless you. I don't want that color. Where do I draw ducky? Braden?
-9.
I draw ducky at -9. Okay, so there's ducky. I am subtracting, so which direction does his beak point? I'm subtracting, my operation is subtraction. Which direction does it point? Shailyn?
Left.
It points to the left, which is essentially the negative direction, okay? Am I going to follow my beak, or am I going to go opposite of my beak? I going forwards or backwards? I'm gonna go backwards, right? I've gotta go opposite, and I'm gonna go backwards. How many spaces? 12. Okay, so I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Which lands me at
Positive 3.
positive 3. Questions, comments, concerns? Okay, so I want you guys to try the next one on your own. You have 18 minus 27. So that's a positive 18 minus a positive 27. Minus 27. Oh, need to try. And you guys actually have a number line big enough. So 18 minus 27. So some of you are doing it on for the ducky number line, perfect. Some of you need to do keep, change as well. Try it both ways. Remember, your ducky number line is your kind of your why. It's how you can show your work, and I'm going to show you guys another way that you can show your work if you need to. However, the rules are the faster method. Okay, here we go. We're gonna kind of work it out together. Talk about it. So on your number lines, I want to know what you guys got. Who wants to share it? Braden, what'd you get? Okay, got -9. What'd you get? -9.
I did have 9 already, but it was just.
It's -9. Okay. Got -9. Anybody else have anything?
I got -9, but instead of, since I didn't have the what's called
The number line.
the number line, what I did was I subtracted 27, 18 from 27, whatever was the answer. I put it like that's how much like backwards on the negative line or whatever.
Okay, very good. All right. So let's look at this. So let's look at it by rules, because I don't have a number line big enough to take into account this one. Okay. So the rules for subtracting integers tell me keep the sign of the first one, right? So I keep 18 as a positive 18, just the way it is, right? I change my operation to what?
Addition.
I change my operation to addition. And then what do I have to do with the sign of the second integer?
Change it
I have
to
to,
positive.
well, it's already a positive, remember?
Negative.
Yep, I've got to change it to a negative, right? Keep, change. So I keep, change. So now I'm dealing with this. Now I'm dealing with adding integers. Do I have same sign or different sign?
Different.
I have different. So I have to find the difference of the absolute values and keep the sign of larger number. What is the sign of the larger number, Aiden?
The sign of like the larger number.
The larger number between these two, what's the sign of the larger number?
Absolute value.
Well, I will need my absolute value here in a minute, but notice my sign is positive 18 or negative 27.
Oh, then positive 18 is the bigger number.
Okay, what do you guys think?
Oh.
Okay, Quake, why do you disagree?
I would say negative 27.
Okay, which one's bigger, 18 or 27?
27.
27's bigger, so I keep the negative sign because my answer is going to be a negative. Okay, now I find the difference between these two. What is the difference between the two? Isabel? 9. So my answer becomes negative 9. Okay, keep, change, and then I apply the rules for adding integers. Let's look at another one. I want you guys to try, so you guys are going to need to try those next two without the number line. Do keep, change. Next two without the number line, and I know most of you already have it done, but make sure that you have it done. I'm going to give you 3 minutes to get those done. When you're finished, please stand behind your chair so I know you're ready.
Negative 39 minus negative 42.
Just that one or both of them.
I want you to do both of them in the 3 minutes. That way we can talk about both of them.
100 minus negative 78.
2 minutes, 35 seconds. $56 seconds. Yes, can I have a seat? Alright, so let's talk about it. We have negative 39 minus negative 42. So I've got to go keep, change. So walk me through the keep. What do I keep, Trevin?
Negative 39.
Okay, I keep negative 39. Okay, so I've got keep out of the way. Now I've got to change. What do I change, Aiden?
Minus sign to a plus sign.
I changed the minus sign to a plus sign. So I changed the operation to addition, something I already know. Okay, I've got my first change out of the way, and what's my last change, Isabel?
To make the second number sign opposite.
Okay, to change the sign of my second number. So I'm going to change this second integer here, negative 42, to a
Positive 42.
positive 42. Okay, so now I assess. Same sign, different signs. Different, okay, so I find the difference between them, their absolute values, but I have to keep the sign of a larger number, right? 39 or 42, which one's bigger?
42.
42. So I'm going to keep the sign of the 42, which is positive. So my answer is going to be a positive number. Now, I find the difference between their absolute values. So 42 minus 39. What do I get, Braden?
Positive 3.
Okay, positive 3. What do you guys think? Okay, positive 3. Okay. So now the next one. Isabella, help me out. 100 minus a negative 78. I need to keep, change. What do I keep?
The 100 the same.
I keep the 100 the same. Is it positive or negative?
Positive.
Positive. So I'm going to go ahead and write my positive symbol there. That way I can. What do I change, Shaylin?
The minus sign to the plus sign.
Okay. And Braden, what's the next thing I do?
Change negative 78 to positive 78.
Change negative 78 to positive 78. Okay. Is this something I know how to do? This is something I've been doing for a while, right? It's positive 100 plus a positive 78, so my answer is obviously going to be
178.
positive 178, right? Yeah, whoops. I should have an equal sign there. Positive 178. Questions, comments, concerns? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sign out, sign back in, please. Anything? None? 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 Okay. So, we're going to play our game here in just a second, but before we play our game, we're going to look at some of the stuff we need to do, and I'll hand your stuff out for tomorrow. I want to give you guys some instructions on this, and then I'll hand them out. Okay, so of course, you're adding and subtracting integers maze. You guys have done mazes like this before. This is today's assignment, one of today's assignments. Okay, you'll start here. Remember, your signs matter. This is a mixture of adding and subtracting integers. It's not just adding, it's not just subtracting. Okay, so you have to really, really pay attention to what you're doing. And it's a pretty short maze. But remember, in these mazes, especially this one, okay, you're going to work a minimum of 10 problems before you get to the end. Okay, so if you've only worked like 3 problems and you already made it to the end, you guys probably know that you're not where you need to be. Okay, so really pay attention to that. Make sure, guys, that you put the date and your name on these. I'm getting a lot of no-name papers, and with only seeing you guys 2 days a week, it's really hard to make sure that you guys are able to, I guess, get your papers, claim your papers. So another assignment that you have to do today is this one. Okay, it's a puzzle. So these are where the puzzle pieces will be placed, essentially. Okay? And so the next page is actually your puzzle pieces. But it's like the puzzles that we've done in the past where the answers are going to butt up next to the problem. Okay, so say whatever the answer is to this problem, if it were, say it were 19, it's not. If it were 19, 19 would be right next to it. Okay, it would be right underneath it. And so that's how you know if they're in the correct placement. Plus, a few of them have a little different shape, and a few of them have a little different size. So that actually helps you get them placed in the right thing. So you'll actually cut these out, and you'll paste it on this page. Make sure that you put the name and the date. You can put Miss Lewis there in her class, or you don't have to put anything at all. Does anybody have any questions on those? Those are today's assignments. Tomorrow's assignments, okay, it's actually kind of fun, and I'm going to make sure you guys can get into your email here in just a second, okay? The first assignment for tomorrow, another maze, but it's a little bit longer, okay? Actually, it's a lot of it longer. But it's with adding and subtracting integers, the best thing that you can do is just practice, practice, practice. That way you make sure that you know and understand the rules, okay? The next thing that you will do tomorrow, and I threw this one in there for fun, is you guys get to do an escape room activity. So you're going to receive a packet, okay, and you're going to have to record everything in your packet, because remember, the escape rooms, they don't save your progress. So in the event like you had to stop in the middle of it, you don't want to have to find that code all over again, okay? Make sure you read the directions, okay? You have a number line that can help you, okay? And then you have the puzzle 1. And so when you get done with puzzle 1 on the computer, in your I'm actually going to email you guys the, code to get into the escape room on the computer. And that way, every puzzle, you enter the code, and if you have the correct code, you get to move on. But if you don't have the correct code, you need to get the correct code before you can move on. Does that make sense? Okay, so that'll be in your emails tomorrow. I'll actually put it up probably today. So then when you get out of puzzle 1, you'll go to puzzle 2. You read the directions, you get the code, you type the code in. If you have it correct, it takes you to puzzle 3. Okay, so here's puzzle 3. Read the directions. Okay, you answer the questions. You get your code. So obviously these codes are probably words. Just a hint. So then, the last one you get to, oh, looky there. Something you know how to do, another maze. Okay, and so you get the code there. And when you get that code, and you type it in, you are actually going to be given an escape code. Okay, saying that you escaped Miss Lewis's escape room. Okay? When you get that escape room code, you have to email it to me. Okay? Do not hit reply all when you email it to me. Okay? Just type in a new message to Miss Lewis and tell me the escape code. Okay? Have already had that happen, just saying. Okay, yes ma'am.
When I click, like when I reply to something with you, and then I forgot to push something, I just go online and click reply. Because it'll let you do it twice.
You can do reply.
New message to entire 5th and 6th grade group chat.
Yes. Okay. Now, for whatever reason, sometimes the email, it's the email that I'm sending right now, and we're trying to get it fixed. We're trying to figure it out. For whatever reason, some of them aren't showing up under your focused tab in your inbox. Some of them are showing up under the, I can't remember what that other one's called.
Junk?
Do what?
Is it show?
No, I haven't been going to junk
You're
yet,
junk.
unless you guys make me go to junk. But there's a focus tab, and then there's another one that you have to toggle over. And sometimes I'm showing up under there. If you still can't find my email, scroll all the way down and find 6th grade down there at the bottom, and it probably has like some ungodly amount of emails showing that you haven't read them. Probably says like 52 or something like that. If you scroll all the way down there and you click on 6th grade, it'll pop up right there. Okay, so if it's not showing up under focused, it'll show it down there. You just might have to look for it. Okay,
There's also emails.
and we will make sure that you guys can get into your email here in just a second. Sound like a plan?
Wonderful.
Okay, so I will pass those out here momentarily, but I want to play our game because it's kind of fun. So this is a speed game.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
So is the escape room for a grade?
Yes, the escape room is for a grade. It is. It is.
And the only reason you know if they actually did the work is if they email you the thing.
The code. You have to email me the escape code.
wonderful.
Oh no, I know. Okay.
So really, if we just like,
I did that.
Okay, so you're gonna want your whiteboards out.
There's numbers on the board. There's things on the board that is
You're gonna want your whiteboards out. So this is actually a little card game that you can play with your siblings or your parents. It's more fun to play it with your parents, especially if you have younger siblings. If you have older siblings, it's fun to play with them because they know how to do this too.
Slapjack?
I could do it with Michael, but he
Slapjack's
slapped me. He
it's not
slapped
like you just slap people.
Michael would slap me if I
Monopoly.
Okay, so listen. Face cards are worth 10. Okay, any face card that's Jack, Queen, or King. Okay, I don't think there's any jokers left in this, but face cards will be 10. And then all other numbers will be that number. Aces are 1. Okay,
One.
if it is a red card, it is positive. If it is a black card, it is negative, because in real world, guess what, like your batteries on your vehicles and things like that, red wires are hot, meaning they're positive. Black wires are usually the ground or the negative post on your battery. So, red is positive, black is negative, okay? So here's how this is when we work. We're going to be adding integers right now, okay? We're just adding. So those are the rules that we really need to know. So, positive 2 plus negative 3. positive 2 plus a negative 3. Showdown. Three.
Wait.
We're only adding integers.
Have you ever played the game Trash?
Yes. So we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about this. 2. 1. Show me your answers.
Wait.
Wait.
Clover.
You can do it.
You guys are saying it wrong.
Okay. So I have a 2 and a 3. Right? Which one is bigger? 3, and 3 is a negative number, so my answer is going to be negative. What's the difference between 2 and 3? Because they're different signs. 1. So my answer is
Negative 1.
negative 1. Alright, let's look at another one. Are we ready?
Yeah, no.
Showdown. 3.
I'm doing 10-second showdowns.
Is there anything else that we will be doing with energies other than adding and subtracting this year?
Multiplying and dividing.
That's a big number.
Negative 4 plus negative 8. Same signs. Negative 4 plus negative 8.
Showdown. 5. 4. 5 seconds in between.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, you should have gotten negative 12. Here's why. They're both negative. They're same sign.
We're not
So
subtracting.
I add them and I keep their sign. So we're adding integers. Okay? Same sign. I add them and I keep their sign. They're both negative. So 8 plus 4 is 12. It's a negative 12. Alright, one more. 2 more. 10 more. I don't know. We'll see. Positive 10 plus negative 6. Positive 10 plus negative 6.
Showdown.
9, 8, 7, 6. One.
Showdown. Showdown.
The correct answer is positive 4. Okay, you have a positive 10, a negative 6, positive is greater, so my answer is going to be positive. The difference between 10 and 6 is
Hey, question.
4.
Can
Yes,
we do
sir.
showdown 3 seconds?
Do what?
Do showdown 3 seconds.
Those letters are messing with my brain.
Oh,
Shapes.
Okay.
Showdown.
Negative 3 plus positive 6. 10. 9. Negative 3 plus positive 6. 8, 7, 6. 5, 4. 3. 2. 1. If you have a positive 3, you're absolutely correct.
Yes.
Very good. See? You guys are already getting faster.
I don't even know my turn.
Positive 9 plus positive 4.
I didn't hear the 9.
Positive 9 plus positive 4.
Okay, everybody better get this one right.
3, 2, 1.
Thank you for the 3 seconds.
If you have positive 13, you're absolutely correct.
Dang it.
That was our common addition. There we go.
all back.
Negative 7 plus
Negative.
1.
1. Wow.
Negative 7 plus a positive 1.
3.
3, 4. What's the short? Yeah.
I didn't.
1. Correct response is negative 6.
You're right.
Last question. Negative 6 plus positive 2 plus positive 5. Negative 6 plus positive 2 plus positive 5.
rephrase that.
Wait, what?
What do you mean? Phrase
3,
that.
2,
What
1.
do you use then to do that?
Correct response is positive 1 because you would have used the associative property and added 5 plus 2, which is something we already know how to do. Gives me a positive 7, you'd have a negative 6 plus a positive 7, which gives you a positive 1. Okay, so let me explain to you that game. How we would normally play it is you guys would do those cards. So each person would have a deck of cards, like a stack of cards, okay? And each person would turn over a card. And it would go in the order from
Can I do 2?
left to right, and you would just choose, okay, we're adding integers, okay? And so what you would do is you guys would blurt out the answer, and whoever's answer answered correctly first, they get the cards, and they put them off to the side and keep going. And the person with the most cards at the end is the one that wins. So it's kind of like slapjack, except for
You
with
don't get to
integers.
slap them in the face.
You don't slap them, okay? So, that being said, that is our kind of just a fun game to help you guys review integers. So does anybody have any questions for me